Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the DeCod3rs channel. Today, we have a special stream with Rawr. Welcome back on the channel, man.
What's up? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, because we had a stream what I think I checked the video. It was 6 months ago, and it was not ever. It didn't have the watch to earn component to it. It was we're cooking, and that was cool. So first we need to you need to come on this channel more often, man. I need to invite you more.
Nice, but good. Yeah, that was quite a while ago.
Yes. And this is it's often. So we need to do it more. But anyway, okay. So we're here to talk about FOMO, your new project. Man, you're busy, man. I see you everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Fract, not Fract, Banks.
Yeah.
Banks, ABC, and no FOMO. How do you do that, bro? I can't ever just work on one project.
Yeah.
How do you do all of that?
You don't sleep much and you drink all the coffee. That's a recipe right now. I'm not sure how sustainable that is and how long I'm going to be able to do that, but that's the recipe right now.
All Web3 participants will die before 40s, but whatever. We enjoy the ride.
I have a lot of gray hair already, but it's hidden. Yeah, I do. I'm actually fucking gray.
But okay, so and GM everyone in the chat: Ramsey, Mitchell, Steph, Maxence, Amumu, GM. Happy to see you here. And okay, so FOMO. You launched that last week. What is it?
Yeah.
Can you explain to the DeCod3rs community? Yeah, make us dream, man.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, FOMO itself is it's an ecosystem and it's a token that we've launched actually more than a couple of days ago. We launched that a couple of months ago. And HG starting the 222.sol wallet and saying, please don't send anything.
Yes.
Of course, I mean, Solana degens, you tell them not to do something, they do it. And so we've gathered a huge amount of money on that wallet, which we actually use to bootstrap the ecosystem that we have been developing. So on one side, you have mini games that we released in December with, binary options on Solana. You have coin flip. So, little games to get the ecosystem going. But the core thing that we want to develop are actually DeFi games, and DeFi games like, for example, Exit Scam .live that we have currently ongoing is one of a suite of many games that we'll be pushing out in the coming weeks, coming month. So it's just the beginning of something, and it's actually quite a great start already. Because we're thinking, within the team, okay, cool. We hope this is going to be a slow start, right? So we can improve as we go, and we can slowly build up the pot. But Solana degens, they've already jammed over $1 million in TVL in the game within not even a couple of days, and we had technical issues during the weekend, which made things a bit more, unsure for the people. But still, it's been great so far, and we're super excited to keep on pushing it further.
Nice. Okay, so you have the FOMO token that built the whole ecosystem, and the product that you launched last week, couple of days ago, this Friday was Exit. So let me take that back. Boom. I'm gonna share it for the people to see. Yes. Okay. Cool. So this is what you have right now.
Yeah.
And okay, so what is it? What's the concept of it? What do we do? How that works?
Yeah, so actually it's super straightforward. So as you see on the banner, you have 6 EBT is getting away with an amount of money, which is 7.8K SOL right now. And that means that if that guy who is the last one who bought a key is still the last one who's got a key at the moment the timer hits 0, and as you can see here, the timer has got 23 hours left and 50 minutes. If that guy is still there as it hits 0, he wins 7.8K SOL. So it's kind of a game of chicken meets DeFi in a way. And so every time someone buys a key, you will see it displayed there, and the timer gets pushed back 30 seconds. So that's the reason why we launched on Friday. We started at 24 hours, and that's why there's only 23 hours, 50 minutes still left, because people keep on buying keys. And I think if you scroll back up, you will see at the top that you have, I think, over 8 million keys now in the game. Let me see. 8.59 million keys have been bought so far within the game.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that is so that is kind of the main thing, right? Is be the last one to buy a key and you win the jackpot. Of course, if it was just that, then it's a very linear. Us. I mean, we like to do some fun shit. So, in the concept here that we've made, you can actually. The principle of buying keys is a lot more interesting than what people may think, right? So when you buy keys, you also are eligible to be earning yield from how many keys you actually own. So example, let's say the game right now, it's got 8 million keys, right? Let's say you're an absolute degen. You're like, okay, cool. I'm going to buy 2 million keys. So I will be owning 20% of the supply of the 10 million keys that will be in circulation. If you buy now 2 million keys, that's what's going to happen, right? So you will have 20% of the supply of keys. So now what happens is every key that will get purchased from that moment on, whatever distribution goes towards the key holders, you will get 20% of the yield. And that is how people have been, gathering. A lot of people actually have been buying, pre-game during. That's why these guys keep on receiving earnings, and you can check that on the platform itself. So when you get on the platform, you can see in your vault how many keys you actually are owning and how much you've actually received back.
Yes. Okay. Let me share it again. So here I can. Okay. Also, there is a team, right? So and the team define the way keys yield or distributed, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the only thing that it does. So a lot of people were thinking, "Oh shit, I picked team bear. Can I change this?" So when you pick a team, it is only designed to distribute the funds that you will be spending on the keys. That's it. That's the only difference that you have with each team. And as you can see, each team has kind of its strength, right? So you have Dragon, they go 20% for the jackpot, 56% for the key holders, 10% for the buyback and burn of FOMO, which has been ongoing daily through these years. And then each team has that kind of peculiarities. And on the right side, if you click on teams on the right side of the screen, you see there the breakdown of who and how much money has been put in each team so far.
Okay. So, and also I noticed that the price increase, the price of the key increase with time, right? The more people...
it's not with time. It's the more people buy. So
okay.
Yeah. So actually what happens is, so we had a pre-game phase of half an hour where people could buy as many keys as they wanted. So they could have bought, 10K keys and no price increase. And as soon as the game starts, it starts at 0.001 Sol. And every key being purchased is going to be increasing the price of the next one. And so the price curve, we shared it in the documentation, but to give you guys an idea, from key number 1 within the game, right? And then key number around 4.6 million. So you have to buy 4.6 million keys in total as the game is live. The price increase will be going from 0.001 Sol to, magnitudes higher. And once it reaches that sweet spot, it goes even more exponential, right? So it's still interesting for people to get into a game right now if they believe that, degens, right? You have a pot now of $700K US dollars. A key is literally a fraction of that. So obviously nobody's going to be letting anyone win 700K USD for a key that is worth maybe, $10 right now.
Yeah.
So it's that mechanic that drives the price up.
Okay. So the more people buy a cheap key, the more the price of you reach that threshold that increase the price. And when people stop spending 1 Sol, 2 Sol per keys, then the game ends in the next 24 hours. And then you have a chance to be the last one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If the keys become more expensive, you will have less and less people playing, right? By definition. I mean, at some point, if keys are 50 Sol or 100 Sol per key, well, it's going to price out a lot of people. But it's still very interesting because to give you an idea, if at some point the keys are around 50 Sol per key, that means that the jackpot is going to be in USD value around 5 to 6 million US dollars. So 50 Sol to potentially win 5 to 6 mil, it's still going to be driving up the price, right? Because people will still want to try to win. And so it's a very, it's FOMO, right? It's literally the baseline of shit. I see this pot is growing. I already put some money in keys. I want to have a shot at actually getting money back. And then, it kind of drives it up. by itself.
But is that not better for me to wait the next round and buy pre-game and then get the yield from the next round, that where everyone will buy more keys?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can actually, so for you within the game, if you buy at this stage and you still believe that, you know, it's going to grow, you can still earn money on what you will be buying right now, right? It is still very profitable. And actually throughout the game, we have a couple of mechanics. For example, we have a side part as well that incentivizes you to always pay attention to the game. It's not like you have early game where everyone buys and then everyone waits, and then you have the whales playing and then you hope someone wins the jackpot and then you earn from that, right? You also always have that progression from early to mid to late game because of the incentives that are built along the way. And if someone, as an example, right, if someone puts 50 SOL right now, and if they believe, okay, well, the TVL, so not the jackpot, but the TVL, so the amount of money that has flown into this game is going to be, you know, let's say around 70, 60K SOL, which is, you know, more than doable, then that person is still not only getting the money that they put in back, but they're also making profit. And, you know, even the later stages, you can still make profit. For example, if you see, because we have what we call the side part, and the side part is what you see when you scroll up, you have that green line with a little chest, right? So that line, basically, you see the percentage. That is the chance that you have of dropping the amount of money that you have in parentheses. So the SOL that you see, the next time you buy a key. So it's a lottery that runs every time someone buys a key. If you miss the pot, you increase the chance of dropping for the next person that will buy the key. You also increase the value of the pot. And so you can imagine that, for example, when the key price is going to be 15, 20 SOL, well, you know, every time that you get a bit of that money, that pot is going to grow quickly. And so it can become also interesting for someone that may not have, for example, the ambition to win the jackpot, to still pay attention when the keys are going to be 15, 20 SOL, because maybe at that moment, the side pot is going to be 50% on chance of winning a, let's say, I don't know, 30, 40 SOL pot. So someone might still be interested to try to get that pot for 15 SOL, because, you know, 15 SOL, you risk 50% of getting 50 or 40 SOL back. The calculation is quickly done for these guys,
that's
right?
Cool. That's cool. That's a well-thought process, man. That's cool. Congrats. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, I think, you know, it's designed, it's literally designed to make people FOMO, right? And and
that's interesting.
The way I've been, you know, to explain the game and push the game is really that is just, it's a fun game, because something that we haven't mentioned yet is everything that we put out there has been audited by AutoSec, because we wanted people to be safe, especially since we have the ambition that these games are going to reach absolutely high TVL amounts. We don't want to have the responsibility of, on one hand, well, you know, there's so much, you know, so much money flowing in that game and having that risk. And on the second hand as well, I think compared to what's happened in the ecosystem already, not to mention, you know, banana farms, mango farm, people put a lot of money because they feel like, okay, cool, I have a yield and I can get money back in this and that. And they fake advertise, oh, you can get 150%, right? Whereas here we don't advertise, but if you do a bit of calculation, if you pay a bit of attention to the game, you have potential gains that are absolutely insane. The people that have put keys in pre-game are incentivized to keep on pushing the game. Pretty much anyone who buys keys has an incentive to push other people to keep on buying keys, right? That's why it's a bit of it's a gamified Ponzi in a way, and we've done it in a safe way.
Let's go. I love GameFi Ponzi. It's not gambling, right? So I can share a link, right, on YouTube. It's not gambling. It's a game.
It's not gambling. No.
Cool. Okay,
gambling.
So I can share the link because I've created a referral.
It's game theory. It's game theory. It's a good point that you say that, right? Because I had a few feedbacks from a couple of friends that said they're in crypto and they have never gambled. Like for them, gambling, they've never gone into a casino. They've never, you know, even played roulette or something. And they said, we love the game because it is not necessarily gambling. Yeah, of course. At some point, you can think, oh, cool, there's a side part, 50%. I want to take the chance to do this, to potentially win it. So I will buy a key. But you accumulating keys and getting a ref code, because when you have a ref code, you get 10% for life. from the wallet that uses your ref code on all the key purchases. So it's a huge. I've seen people with absolute absurd amount of money flowing back already with the ref codes. You basically strategize about how and when do you want to position yourself, and once you put yourself in, that's also the beauty of it. And a lot of people are asking, oh, when are you going to be pushing marketing? Well, marketing is in the hands of everyone. Every single person that's bought a key is becoming a marketer. And the guys that do have ref codes, they're becoming juice stock marketers because they have a bigger incentive to push the game forward.
And that's why I start to saw like a tweet about like people get sold back because they bought like their keys and then they already get yield on the timeline.
Yeah.
And so also you need to add a button that's gonna create the card, a beautiful card with like, oh, this is my reward for that round.
Social sharing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually on the improvement that we want to put out there. And some very good point that you put there as well is you don't need to wait for the end of the game to be able to withdraw the soul that you have earned, right? And something to also put a bit of perspective for the people is, well, obviously, if you play the game, you're not going to get your return within 1 day back. I mean, let's be real as well, right? That's the reason why we have game mechanics in place. It's going to take some juice into the game for you to get everything that you've put back. But eventually, if you enter at the right timing, then, and if the game goes up as high as you believe it will as a player, then, it's you should, in a way, FOMO for yourself if you believe in, what we're building.
Yeah, it's basically like... not liquidity pool, but it's like a single asset. Like it's a DeFi staking, gamified DeFi staking, basically, in a way.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And so we follow the same principles than any other DeFi protocol. Is that liquidity attracts liquidity, right? If you say, oh, we have a pot of $50K US, people are like, meh, interesting, but meh. Whereas if you say, oh, we have a pot of $1 million US, then all of a sudden everyone wants a piece of it, even though, the terms at $50K US were probably more interesting to people. It's just, the more liquidity people put in, the more liquidity, gets into and it gets the wheel spinning. And I think it's a great, I mean, it's a beautiful product market fit. I mean, when you see what people do today in the ecosystem, when you see what they invest money in, I mean, it flows by itself.
And on the contrary of like when you create a liquidity pool and then you get like the volume and fees, and when more and more people are coming in, you get less and less fee because like the TVL increase and then you need to share it with more people, or like you lose your percentage of the TVL.
You lose unless you keep on buying keys yourself. So let's say I buy keys at the pregame and I own 20% of the supply. I can decide, well, I believe that when people will be buying keys, me owning 20% at this moment, I'm fine if it keeps on decreasing until whatever, 1%. Because I know during the game, I'm going to earn enough money back that it's going to be making me, however much profit I think. But what people can do as well is they can monitor. They can say maybe the first 5 minutes owning 20%, well, 10 minutes later, it's 1%. And so you are incentivized. Oh, shit, I already put, 300 SOL. I want to keep on fighting for my yield. So you do have people doing that as well. Because, if the more keys flow in, obviously your share is going to diminish if you don't buy more keys, right?
Okay, so you get your keys, you buy your keys, etc. So you get your yield. Okay, so if I put like 100 SOL round one, the goal for me is to get back like more of those 100 SOL in the first round, because I don't get my SOL back because I bought the keys, right? So
exactly.
Okay.
And so the keys are only valid during that round. And if you buy for 100 SOL pre-game, if you believe in the growth, simply on the principle that at some point, the jackpot is going to be a certain value and the key is going to be another value. And the ratio between both of them makes it so that there's no way on earth someone wins a 700K jackpot for a key that is worth $15. People will contest it. People will fight for it. And, it's where also the game starts becoming a lot more aggressive. Is you have all of a sudden people pick up on that and like, shit, there's no way I can let that happen. And then, you go into the mechanics. And also the cool thing is when you have your keys, you kind of hope that the whales are going to be battling with their ego at the end. because the keys are going to be so expensive that you as a key owner, you're going to get very juicy yield, right? I mean, if keys are 100 SOL, 150 SOL, which would be absolutely insane, imagine if you get 56% of that value redistributed to the amount that you own in total keys. It can really scale up very quickly for people buying keys.
Nice. Okay, I love it. It's smart, man. That's cool. In the chat, let us know if everything is clear, if you understand everything, because I know it's a lot of numbers and stuff, and on vocals it can be tricky. But if you have any question, just let us know and we will answer it. But I want to know, tell us in the chat, if you understood what we just said, and if you want to buy some keys, and if you do, use the DeCod3rs referral, because you get a discount, right, by using the referral, like the DeCod3rs NFT referrals. You get a discount on the price of the key.
There's no discount, so the price is always full price, but 10% of that amount of the key value is going back to the wallet that created that code.
Okay.
So you basically can make a DAO wallet or a group wallet, and then you get funds, and then you can use the funds.
See, people, it's a DeCod3rs NFT, so it's not going to me, it's going to the DeCod3rs wallet, and then we can sweep the floor.
That's it. Cool. Actually, a lot of people have done that. Cool. That's it's a cool social component for people to
it's gonna be a game of so first it's playing on all of the not the scenes of the humans, but all of the feeling and emotion of people and stuff. So I want to win the jackpot, and I don't want the keys to be less than 10 SOL, blah blah blah. So let's get there. So it's cool. And when you will have all of the social components, and you can flex your rewards, you can flex the number of keys you have, all of that, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and I mean, stuff that we have not implemented yet, but as I mentioned at the beginning, right, we do have the ambition to keep on, on I would say on developing the ecosystem, pushing more games out, right? And we are definitely keeping track of how many keys people buy today. Not that we're going to be doing something retroactive with airdrops at all, but we'll be introducing the notion of levels, for example. Later on in the games, when you have big players, the status of those players will be displayed as well in one way or another. I see. I don't make the rules. Those who choose bad team and the ones who regret half on their wallet during the ball.
Okay,
it's a good call, Max.
Because so on the screen on the app, you have the 24% jackpot for Dragon, for example. So if 6EBT is winning 7,000, almost 8,000 SOL, you redistribute 20% to all of the people who bought beers.
No.
What's going on with the jackpot? The jackpot is a lottery you mentioned before, right?
Jackpot? Yeah. Have you watched Squid Games?
Yeah.
Okay, see, so the big ball with all the money in there, that's it. It's just for the only one player left at the end, right? And the money, as I mentioned, the percentage that you see when you pick a team is only the funds that you will spend on the keys. How are they split, right? So if you are if you pick Dragon, you're going to put 20% into the jackpot, but most is going to be going to the key holders because it's 56%.
Perfect.
So it's more that approach.
Nice, I understand. Distribution to key holders and 10% buying on burning token. Okay. Yes, that's interesting. Yeah. So how the FOMO token is linked to all of that? What's the links?
So we've made it in a way that we don't want to put games out there where people feel obligated to buy a token to play. So you don't have to own any FOMO to play the game, right? So the token, as it stands, is a token that people purchase if they do want to speculate on the success of the ecosystem that we built. So there is no utility. Owning FOMO as of now does not give you any perks within the games. You don't have extra percentages and so on and so forth. I'm not saying we're closing the door on all of that. What I'm saying is we use FOMO token to bootstrap the liquidity, as we did. That's the reason why we also have, we have a $1 million war chest. We've used $100,000 already within the game of FOMO. of exit scam to bootstrap the liquidity a bit. But the rest is from users themselves. So we have that war chest that we can use for this game and also other games.
Okay.
So I'm still having 900K left. That does not mean we're going to use 900K in this instance of the game, but it's definitely money that we have now that we can play around and make sure that we incentivize properly at the right moment each game, right? And so the token itself right now, when people purchase it, well, each game that we make will have a kickback to the token, but it does not force you to have the token. So, for example, when you pick Team Dragon, 10% of the value that you spend on keys will be going back to buying the token and burning it.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the purchases that happened in the last few days, we've already, I think we've burned over 500,000 FOMO already. And so in USD value, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that should be 50 grand already, give or take. And so, so that's pretty much how it's being used right now. So we use it as a deflationary mechanism, and we also use it as a buying pressure on the token to sustain, the price action in the ecosystem.
Okay, that's
the first dump on the left is actually when the platform did not work as well as it.
Yeah.
Sad. Yeah, indeed. But something that people tend to forget as well is, and that I want to rehearse, is when people send the money to 222.sol, we launched the token at a price on the market at $0.05. So right now, the price being 0.10, people who sent money to 222.sol are still in profit. I mean, they've made twice the money back. A lot of people have sold already from these guys, but in terms of distribution of the tokens, we wanted to have it absolutely as liquid as possible out there. Tokenomics, you can go on FOMOSolana.com. We have very, transparent and straightforward tokenomics as well on how have we broken down and who's got which, amount of tokens. And the team has got tokens as well. We have a 6-month cliff. So that means that for 6 months, we can't touch it. And then we have a vesting, if I'm not mistaken, the vesting is 30 months. So overall, we get FOMO token over 3 years. So that's been said, but I think it's good to rehearse as well, right? When people look at a token, especially now in the ecosystem, people are very quick at, jumping to conclusions and, making their own mind. And without even spending more than half a second into understanding, on one hand, what's being built, on the second hand, how it's been launched. And I think, the more people pay attention to how things are done, the more, I think, healthy for the ecosystem that will be.
100%. And if people want to understand what is it, again, all about and see how it goes, I'm going to drop the Telegram in the chat. So people can join, and that's what you have on your Twitter. So there's that. Okay, so
use code Pika, Pika. Use code Pika. Thank you.
Okay. But the DeCod3rs NFT referral code is better. So
you buy her food if you do this.
Yeah. But okay, no, I can't compete with that. Yeah, okay. So use the Pika code so the dogs can get food.
No, I'm just fucking with you. But the code does exist. So if you want to use it, it's fine.
That makes sense. Okay, so is that a whale game? Because I saw that on the timeline too. Is that all of the whales out there are gonna put 1 million? I'm going into one soul. Am I fucked?
No, but that's the thing, right? Is you can put obviously people who make a lot of money. It does make sense that for them, for the yield. But at the same time, like I said, the base principle of this game, aside from all the mechanics, is liquidity. The more money you have, the more you're going to be attracting it, right? It's really how it works. And if whales play, it's actually going to favor also smaller players. Like, for example, myself, right? I honestly, full transparency, I haven't put a lot of cash in this. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't necessarily have that right now, right? And so I put a bit of money in there. And as it stands, doesn't matter if you put 1 soul, 10 soul, whatever you're comfortable with. If you've entered at a good timing, and if the pot grows high enough for you, so pre-game guys, they've already gotten back, I think, almost 50% back. And even if you're not a whale, you still are betting and hoping whales are going to be getting involved in the game, because this is what is going to be carrying the whole volume up. So it's actually, whales can make some good cash. little shrimps can also make some, decent amount of money on what they invest. And it's always proportional, right? I'm not saying unless you win the side party and the side part at that moment is a high value and for you it was affordable to bet or, to try to get the key for the side part. Yeah, you're not going to make 100,000% returns, but that never was the point. The point was you can make decent returns and it's safe and it's actually working as intended. Also important to know is if we die, and I hope not, but if we die, this game operates without intervention of anyone. We had an intervention because we had to update what was not working properly, but the game itself, once someone wins the jackpot, the next round starts when someone buys a key. So, if let's say it's you and I in the end game, you win the jackpot, I'm like, shit, fucking Vince. And I'm rage buying a key. I launch the next round. And it's the pre-game that starts and then it begins again.
That's cool. Oh,
that was important for us.
Okay. So I can even run the program myself on my own app and have my own rounds?
How do you mean? No.
Because if it's run itself, it runs itself in your infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
It's not decentralized. Okay. You don't have a program
it's
like
decentralized in that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. My bad.
We haven't white labeled. No. We haven't yet.
That could be cool.
That could be cool. Yeah. We could
be
do
cool.
it later on. We could. That's not something that is entirely, impossible. But before we do that, you guys are gonna have very fun experiences, shorter ones. So the Soul game is the main big one. But we're also going to do other experiences with Exit Scam involving other things in the coming weeks. And I think it's going to be very interesting for people to also participate in those.
Nice. Okay. That's bro. Like the same way, like at the time, like when FFF launched like the raffles and Dust became like the whole Dust raffle token. That could be. I like it.
Be some fun.
Cool. Yeah. And by the way, like, what about a simulator of like TVL or like even like APY ish on like the games as a simulator for people to understand? If I don't know, because it also gives an edge of people able to like calculate that or estimate that by themselves. Or if you want to make this data public, that could be. Man, there is so much stuff to do. That's so cool. I like it.
Actually, the data is public because we do have a formula in the documentation, but that formula 100% could be improved. And the point is, in the coming days, we'll actually not improve the formula, but improve the display of the formula so people really understand it. But we could never guarantee or give an indication of APY just because there's so many moving pieces. If people decide to behave differently, if they pick different teams, you have different distributions, but still you can draw, I would say, pretty good conclusion and direction based off of the price curve and how many keys you have. So actually what I may do is write a thread on my own account. So not, an official FOMO thing, but more of a take that you could do if you want. But I'm always so afraid of doing that, right? Because if you say something, even if you say with 5 disclaimers, please, this is not financial advice. Please, the percentages are going to change. Please don't take this as the Holy Bible. I'm still going to get absolutely nuked for people that said, oh, I'm getting 19% and not 21. So I'm, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. So that's why it's
bro, you need to make impressions.
From doing it.
Make impressions.
If I do that, I'm gonna lose patience with, and I'm gonna feel bad, right? Because if people do stuff and they feel like they were misguided, that's also what we do. Obviously we do an ecosystem about exit scam, Ponzi, all these big things, but we do it in a safe way. I mean, once you've clocked on the formula, it's not like it's I don't know, black magic or something, right? It's quite straightforward, and the game is what it is. It is a game. But if people do misinvestments based off of wrong information, I would feel really shit about that because it's part of my responsibility as well.
They have like people in Web3 need to have full ownership of what they do when they click a button.
Yeah, but it's difficult.
I know. I know. But yeah, I know it's tricky. But okay, so now we're gonna start a societal debate, like we like to do in France.
Oh my
But
God,
I mean, but that's why I like Web3 personally, right? Because again, like, even if you get drained in a way of like you approve a transaction and then all of your assets are gone, it's kind of like, okay, you get fucked because XYZ reason, right? But you still click on the transaction. If you lose your keys and private keys, whatever, it's still on you. Okay.
Yeah, self-custody,
Exactly.
responsibility, and I agree.
I personally get trained once because, and even on Discord, I didn't have, like, I was learning, like, it was like, bro, it was in 2021. I lost 0.02 soul. It was a DM from Star Atlas bot, and my DM on Discord was still open. And I was just checking the project, and I received a scam link from Star Atlas because they were minting, blah, blah, blah. I remember, like, I woke up, I saw the DM, I ran to my computer because I wanted to run that shit. I used a burner, and I lost soul. But yeah, whatever. But
it's not that bad.
No, 100%. But like, it's because, yeah, I take care of my own asset my way, and it kind of works right now, right? But I mean, yeah, you can take everyone by hand and say, oh yeah, don't bet irresponsibly. Or don't buy 10,000 keys for 100 soul at the end of the game. Doesn't like, yeah. But do this right.
Yeah, you do what you want to do, right? It's like Rollbit.
Exactly.
It's like Rollbit. Yeah. I mean, not to talk about gambling platform because Rollbit is for gambling, right? But it's still, indeed, people are adults, and you always should try to do as best as you can to have accessible information and to give information. And they do as they please with that information, right? It's always, I think, very important, though, that people do have that information. But then if they draw the wrong conclusion, then they do something based off of these wrong conclusions and assessments. Well, yeah, okay, then at some point, yeah, I mean, you can't be responsible for everything in the world, right? So it's that's also where we kind of draw the line. So I think, in the Telegram, we help by guys like Max, for example. He's been in Telegram helping us as well. We give information, we explain how things work and how things, should function. But beyond that, we can't reason people. If they get it wrong, we tell them you got it wrong. But if they're not willing to listen, or if they just don't get it, we try to do as much as we can. But you never get you're never going to be convincing everyone anyway. But we do we try to do we try to work hard on actually getting the point across. So yeah,
I don't know 1%. And like, it's the part of the Web3 ethos, right? Like, take ownership of what you do. Mitchell, like, listening half, what did the team do? You will have to replay, bro. Watch the replay on the platform. and some views, but buy keys and use this link. What they do is they give me links. Oh no, I set up links. Where is it? Yes, this one. Check exitscam.live and the referral code DeCod3rs NFT or Pika.
Pika. P-I-K, like Pikachu.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Oh, that makes sense.
But yeah, so quick answer to him though. So he has the information quickly.
Exactly. And
they just distribute the funds.
Yes. And the docs here, so you can check the key price, but like read the docs, because the gen read docs. We all know that. And
yeah, with closed eyes. We've seen that. We have a command in the Telegram that is just /docs. And I think that's a command that's been the most used. But yeah, it is what it is. At some point, people say, "Oh, you should put more information on the UI." Yeah. But then if you put more information in the UI, it just becomes not intuitive for people. 100%. Because people who have read the docs, they all said, "Oh, cool, we love the UI. It's it's intuitive. Maybe add this or maybe add that, right? Little fine tunings, but not, oh, we should have the whole breakdown of everything or what you do with the game on the." It's just like when you buy a video game, right? You buy a video game. I mean, back then, right? Like a few years ago, you would buy the CD or the DVD, and you would have the manual. I never read the manual, but then again, I was not expecting to have all the explanation when I was playing the fucking game. If I had a question, then I open the manual. It's the same thing.
It's like Twitch streamers like skipping the tutorials and then, oh shit, it's a shitty game. I don't understand. Yeah, bro, you skip the tutorial, man.
Yeah,
and
it's 100%.
And the docs, there is a beautiful logo called a link called docs, and if you click, you have knowledge. But also, I like to do the streams because I can ask you directly a question that I would have done in a private call, but we're doing that publicly. It's cool. It's cool too.
Yeah, it's nice. That's why we do it.
Exactly. And okay, how many players, like how many unique wallets are like playing the game right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, I don't think I've pulled the stats so far. It's a good one. I will scrape that and I will actually give that as information. Quite a lot, actually. Obviously, you have people that have stacked up a lot of keys. But out of the 8.6 mil keys that have been purchased, you do have people that have been buying in bulk, but you have a lot of players that have been buying, 20, 15, and so on. So I think we do have a good distribution of players, and of course, we aiming to keep on increasing that because that's kind of the point of the game as well.
Yeah, that's cool. And okay, so we already answered that. Like if there is more players, like the TVL. Okay, so I'm thinking again.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Really, is people who have bought keys. There's an incentive for more people to come in the game because then they're gonna make more money, and then the pot gets bigger, and then pot gets bigger. Well, it gets more engagement as well because they're gonna be good at, DJ news. Oh my god, DeCod3rs. Oh my god, Palace $20 million. Oh, and then everything goes ballistic. It's really how you induce FOMO within.
And what's your like success number? Like how many? What's the TVL you're targeting on the number of address? Like
it's so. I personally, I was hoping to go beyond $100K US in the first 48 hours.
Okay.
So that was because I was, we were with, HG and we discussed and we were thinking, well, it's going to be more optimal if we have a slower start, right? But we had a very fast start and then it was forced to slow down with the technical issue that we ran into that we're fixed now. But I mean, I have no idea really. It depends on how determined people will be when they see a jackpot of certain size and letting it go for $100. I don't think it's going to happen. So personally, and that does not engage FOMO, Solana, the foundation, that does not engage anyone. So I'm being I personally think that in terms of, TVL, we're gonna go pretty high.
Yes.
If I think, min 100K soul is what I would be thinking.
That's cool.
So TVL, right?
No,
and then
100%.
you have the split with the jackpot.
Yeah. So it makes sense for people to buy a key for 0.008.
That's kind of
should be
the reasoning that a lot of people are making right now is, well, if they believe that it's going to be going that high, which is, not unheard of, well, then there is a clear incentive for people right now to, grab a few keys, even on the off chance of, well, at least I will get my money back. But then if it goes even higher, then I can potentially get, returns with betting on basically the fact that people will not let that jackpot go away and people will keep on trying to be, pushing the keys. Especially, guys like you have a ref code and try to push it to get 10% of everyone buying keys. So,
and by the way, it's also, I put the link.
Good reminder.
I put the... Okay, so yes, reminder. Let's talk, yes. And also it's also on the website now in the affiliate section. So let's go. Click on the links, boys. And are you aware of like any similar project on, for example, ETH that had like history or track record of TVL or even like a number of like how long this project can go? I mean, indefinitely, but like what's the average lifespan?
So on ETH in 2018, you had that FOMO 3D that had that. So the same principle as we have. They ran 50K USD in a couple of days, and then it went to $8 to $9 million US in total for the first game, right? And then they had a second game that was smaller and a third game that was smaller, but they were actually targeted by hacks and exploits. Yeah, because they did not do, I mean, back then, 2018, you just do a smart contract, you just toss it, and then you pray for the best. So they were, it did not get as much steam as it could have. But the team itself was then later hired by the Tron Foundation. So Justin Sun was like, "Oh, I like that game, and then you guys come work with me." So that's what happened in the past with that. And for us, this game makes so much sense right now. Especially, you can make it in a simple way, no price increase and so on, and then it becomes a game where bots are going to be sniping the last second. So there's no incentive for people to participate, right? But the way it's crafted with the price increase, with the side paths, the referrals and whatnot, you really have a very complete ecosystem. And on Solana, it's just, the transaction speed and everything, how it happens, is just so ripe for that. And now the maturity of the ecosystem is also, people understand that, right? I mean, I'm joking and people say, well, they don't read the docs. We do have people not understanding, but I think we have more people understanding at least the base principles, right? So I'm not saying that they can all play with the math formula, easily. But yeah, I think most do get the incentive.
Yeah, because there is also that part of like voting that will happen 100%. Do you counter that, or do you just let that happen and people play it for the TVL?
Well, I don't think necessarily it's going to be happening that much, because the price of the keys will be so high eventually that it's going to be the incentive for people to try to bot is not going to be like, oh cool, I can bot keys for $1 USD of value. It's going to be, you're going to have bigger guys trying to compete. We did take some measures. I'm not going to develop them, obviously, because, well, obvious reasons. But yeah, we'll see how it happens. But we think it's still going to be somewhat limited, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's. I mean, like there is not much you can do. I mean, smart contract level maybe. I don't know. Like I don't know. For example, how Magic Eden counter bots on their launchpad or whatever. Front end, okay, I understand. Smart contract level, it's another game.
It's another piece of cake. Yeah. I agree with you. But just the price itself will at some point become a deterrent, but it can also become an incentive. So we jokingly said, well, Solana has been up for so many weeks in a row right now. Knock on wood. If the pot is high enough, and people are incentivized, well, hopefully Solana is not going to go down because people are crazy. But who knows what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, okay, so what happens if Solana goes down and like the DeCod3rs wallet is the last one and people can buy?
Then you're gonna be able to upgrade your whole setup. No, I'm kidding, but we'll see what happens. But it's kind of like the fringe case that we say as a joke right now. But yeah, I mean, who knows what people do, right? So
people are going to DDoS Solana to win the pot, bro.
I mean, if it does, it's
good. Yeah, it's good.
Sorry.
But with Fire Dancer, it's not gonna happen anymore. Maybe we will see.
Yeah, depends when they release, right?
Yeah. That's for sure. Okay, so that's fine. And so what happened? Like, not what happened, but like after the launch, like what would you have done differently in launching even the token? I'm talking about even the token of the game, like with what you have launched so far. What did you learn from that? Like, what would you have done differently?
It's a good question. I think the token itself was more than fine. It was a good launch. I mean, overall, right now, we're super happy with what we've done and what we've accomplished. And, we're hungry for more. I mean, I personally, we've been spending so much time in the last 3 months on all of this. So, you when you put your baby out there, you want it to be, super successful. You want it to break every metric. So we are very ambitious with what we want to achieve. So I think right now we're happy with what we've delivered. Definitely, what happened before the weekend is, more testing, but sometimes you can't, there's just something that you have to launch into production, right? 100%. Because, well, as you test, well, it's not like we had 5K Sol. We were not thinking about, oh, well, you know what, we're going to jam 5K Sol and see how it's going to react. Because, we did not expect that type of, thing to happen. So it's things that you learn as you go, that, it's just it's a learning curve, right? So far we're happy. We're very excited with what we have ahead. Some of the games that we launched previously before Exit Scam, so the smaller ones, needed a few iterations. And I think we're going to keep on iterating, until, you find a perfect formula that you can really deliver these games that have a very high activation rate, high fun rate. And then, when you get that with these wheels spinning, then you have the rest, the ecosystem, the people speculating and whatnot that can just, then, numbers go up.
Yeah, 100%. And do you have a next game in the pipeline? Do you know what's going to be?
Yes, I know what's going to be, but you're not going to know what's going to be.
It just joined me, bro. You can tell me. You know what to tell me? Okay, fair enough. I tried.
If you can read lips, I just said so.
Okay. Replay. Clip it. That's cool. But in terms of time to market and stuff, like you mentioned it, right? Like with all of this meme count season, NFT outbound, bad, etc. unsold, that's a nice play to have and launch right now. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I think
you can always relaunch.
It's free product market
fit. Bugs issues. You can always relaunch it on crypto Twitter and then take the timeline as when everything is in order. I have the same mindset, bro. I launch something that's only work on my computer and see if it breaks with DeCod3rs people.
It's a good alpha testing process.
That's exactly, yes. And so I guess AGE is your alpha tester. That's good.
Yeah, it's very
good. Morning, Ryan. Morning, Mitch. Will I see you? And Caps, James. Happy that you're here. So again, for the new people, I don't want to force you to click on the link, but click on the link, please. Try the game, buy some keys, etc. Choose dragon are cool because strong dragons.
Yeah. Also, there's the obvious joke of dragon this year is called Long Wang. You also know what a Long Wang is,
Oh. Okay. Yeah, dragon. We're all dragon here. Dragons only, bro.
Long Wangs on the manlet chain is really what we went to after.
There is a couple of beer, but okay, yes, in the comments, if you already buy some keys, please tell us which team you have selected. But I hope you selected.
I know Max has picked dragon heavily.
Yeah, see, that's dragons only. Did I forget anything that's cool? Okay. Is there any trend that you think that's gonna put the game on the map or gonna help the growth or anything?
I think the more people see the upside and also the safety of it, right? I think we kind of do it on purpose, naming something as Exit Scam, because it gets people talking as well. But at the same, also very much insisted on it's safe, so you can play the dynamics that we've created in a safe environment. Funds are safe. So I think it's really all about when you have the snowball effect, you kind of work every day, many hours. You talk to people. Like for example, we do this stream together, right? So this is going to have probably ripple effects, and all of these things that we do. At some point, you will reach the tipping point where it will be high liquidity. People will know what it is because they've heard of it, and then you kind of snowball into it. So I think right now the ecosystem is where it's the most perfect timing, I think, to have these type of games, these type of mechanics, so very excited to see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
Me too, bro. And see, Mitchell, he did it. He bought some keys. I total referred one. See, this is the power of the stream, bro. Okay, so again, so he bought some keys, and I get some money from his keys, right?
Yes.
Yes, let's go. Okay, Mitchell, please spend 10,000 soul on keys. you need more keys, bro. I'm gonna DM him every day. Have you bought your keys today? Have you bought your keys?
You should make that actually. You should allow speaking rights in your Discord. People have to buy keys before they talk.
Oh, there is so many things we can do. Is that for life? On every keys he's buying?
Yeah. Oh. This round, the round after, it's for life. And he
Thanks,
can't
Mitchell.
change the ref code. He would have to use a different wallet to use a different ref code.
Use DeCod3rs and Pika. You can use Pika, but use DeCod3rs NFT is better. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, see, with those like levels of like and features, it can grow exponentially, really, really, really freaking fast.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of it, right? If 50 people know about this game and each of them talks to 10 other people, it's literally, I mean, it's pyramid. And I don't want to say pyramid scheme, right? But it's a fucking pyramid that you make in.
It's
50 people
marketing.
talk to 10 each, and
it's
MLM.
Yeah, exactly. It's a network referral. No, but it's cool. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, so I'm gonna put more referral codes into that. I'm gonna buy keys. I can't use my own referral keys for myself.
You can't use your own ref code, no.
Fuck.
It's okay, you can use Pika if you want.
Okay. Pika works. We can do a stream of like referral codes only.
Yeah. Everyone joins in and types the code.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all of the all of the influencers and stuff like that. You go to a page, they have 10,000 links of everything, and they make good money on it. That's cool.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But,
it's a good business model for them.
Exactly. Bought 50 with the ref code. See?
Nice. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, and guys, like if you bought keys out of this stream, like when you're gonna make a tweet about like your Solana and Sol reward and stuff, please mention the stream too. It's gonna be cool. Oh yeah, I make 5 Sol because of DeCod3rs channels and FOMO Solana. Do it right. Tag us, we will retweet, we give you some clothes.
Any complaints, you can DM Vince as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I also handle customer support.
Any refunds as well?
What refund? Refund what? What the fuck? What are we talking about? That's good. Yeah, full ownership, we said. Full ownership. Ownership. So, first, yes. Okay, so thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Mitchell, for trying. And yeah, let us know how it goes if you win the jackpot. Let us know. I
think honestly, the moment it gets to jackpot size, I think the whole timeline is gonna know who won it.
Yeah, bro, that's gonna be a banger tweet, man. Like, I won like 10,000 Sol because.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's good. That's what I said. I mean, it's gonna be. It's a self. It's gonna fill itself up in itself. It's just that's what we're so happy about, is that it's got its own wheels to to roll on, and it's just
Oh yeah, bro. Okay. Now I see it. Like, okay, I kind of see it, but like, no, I picture all of the tweets that you can make all the time.
Engagement metrics.
Yeah, you're gonna get monetization pretty soon on the FOMO Solana. No, but that's cool because so you buy keys, you get your TVL, you get your APY like stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. Okay, what would be like the weaknesses and like weaknesses of that? The only way it's like people buying too late, right?
And that is still
not the volume.
Yeah, it's still about a volume, right? Because too late will only be clear in hindsight, right? I mean, obviously now you can have a good estimate that it's still gonna go up quite a lot, because people are just by the same metrics, people are not by the same standards, people are not going to let that pod go away with a key that is $10. So the only I think quote unquote weakness is just maybe people expecting this to be, oh shit, I need to get 100% in a day. That's the weakness, because that's things that have been advertised in other platforms. And that is just not true, right? So we've been always super transparent about the fact that there is no guarantee of how much you can actually make. Clearly, if you run the mechanics and if you run a bit what we've been explaining throughout the stream and through the documentation, there is obviously, and also you see it on Twitter, money to be made. It's just that, it stays structurally sound so that it's also you can keep on having that game happening. I mean, if everyone was earning 10,000% APY, the question is, where does the yield come from? I mean, I'm not, we're not Do Kwon, this is not Luna. We're not going to be, pumping metrics artificially. So we want to do something that is, obviously taps into, the whole Ponzi MLM thing, because it's something fun. And anyway, people do it on the timeline, just not as transparent.
Yeah.
People buy bags and they say, oh, buy this. And you don't know if they have a bag, you don't know what they're doing with it. So here it's super transparent. If, people say, well, I've got a ref code, use my ref code, or I've bought keys, I've earned this much. Well, it's everything's on chain.
And
so
you can use like previous round to advertise API and TVL stuff, right? Like you can have a previous round of that, the dashboard showing up. Okay, so 90% of the wallet may get their money back and more, and blah blah blah, whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the first round is going to be a great metric kind of KPI dashboard for us to compare all the other iterations and to compare also the side iteration that will be doing.
That's cool. I like it. That's pretty smart, man. I love it. It's cool. Okay, in the chat, is everything clear? Do you like it? Try it. Buy some keys. I'm not gonna force the referral. Where is it? I think I also pin it on the top of the chat. But there's that. And what would be the next step? Like, so you're adding more social features and stuff. Like, where do you see the roadmap of the product?
So the product itself, improving the UX, improving the UI, quick fine tunings here and there. Definitely pushing forward as well the social component. And I think in a couple of days, there will be already the development for the next things that we'll be pushing in parallel to this. So keep an eye out for sure. If you feel like, this is an ecosystem that you like, well, we're going to keep on delivering games in the same, I would say, vein, with similar mechanics and, fun, gamified DeFi stuff that I think people are going to be very happy with.
Awesome. I like it, bro. It's cool. I will definitely follow your ecosystem because I like it. It's cool. Okay, I need to buy some keys. Okay, so do you want to mention anything that I forget to ask you about, or did we?
No, I think we covered everything in terms of dynamics. As usual, if anyone has questions, you can join a Telegram. It's t.me/FOMO Solana. And HG, myself, the mods, people within the community, I'm going to shout them out. I think, you have Max, you have Heldaco, you have also a couple of other guys always there, always helping us answer questions. And I really appreciate that, by the way. So,
awesome.
So it's a very, you have people obviously, coming in and typical, when you have a Telegram with over 3.8K people, at some point you will have people saying dumb shit, but apologies for that. That will happen. We can't, it's not a gated entry. And at some point, people also have questions that may seem dumb, but they are not. I think that, there are no dumb questions. Just, sometimes people really insist. It's just, dumb answers that we can give. So community, and we've been trying to do our best as well to give as much context. And for example, what we're doing is going to be great content as well 100%. To show them, right? Because we can refer them, we can make, you can make, because, you're going to make shorts and so on. So everything's going to be very good to promote that as well. So that's definitely something we're excited about.
Yes, and it will be done. I'm going to upload that to the short machine as soon as we're done. So that's going to be cool.
Nice.
And I need to do a recap too, where we I'm gonna make videos. That's gonna be nice. I have some I can even streaming during a couple of hours of stream. We have a section when I talk about crypto trend and stuff, and I can buy some keys during the stream. Okay, that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool because I can flex the referral codes too and make Mitchell bought more keys with the wallet he used.
But exactly, that's the flywheel. Flywheel effect. It's working.
Exactly. Let's grow the TVL together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so in the chat, if you don't have any more questions about it, I think we can slowly wrap it up because I think we talk about anything. Any takeaways for people that you want them to just do, or like any call to action you want to trigger? Just
check it out for yourself. Yeah,
Good.
just check it out for yourself. If you've been playing the game, if you haven't been playing the game, have a look at it, have an honest look at it, and any feedback, please feel free. If you want to buy a key just to get a sense of it, it's something that I've been doing as well. People from other chains, people that don't know the game, I said, look, install Phantom. I will send you 0.1 Sol, and you can buy a few keys, and you can get, you can kind of get a feel for it, because just with 0.1 Sol, you can already play. And so that's also something that we think is important. So that's pretty much
great way to onboard people to Sol, that's for sure. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I love this game even more. It's so cool. Okay, it's dope. we should wrap it up because I'm getting excited again. So that's cool. But yeah, thank you so much for like your time. Really appreciate it. You need to come back on this channel more often than every 6 months because we miss you so much. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us today. Buy some keys, check the PK referral codes that I'm not going to link because you should use another one, but whatever. And and thank you so much. We will see you in the next stream. Bye everyone.